Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadari Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari There's a lot of activity there, it's distracting. Maybe we can close the door. Can we close the door, or is that okay? Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Privājakacārya Stotra Šrimad Bhagavatam Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Gauri Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Amala Prabhupada Šrimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Govinda. Gloria to the Son of the King. Gloria to the Son of the King. Ṛṣayaḥ Sussurrento Santo Santo. Ṛṣayaḥ Shiguru Adoro. Maybe he knows Russian. No? Okay. Just leave him? Okay. Okay. But still he gets benefit if he understands like what's being said. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Šrimad Bhagavatam 1.6.30. This nectarian. Your Lithuania is really nectarian. Listen. That's the sweetness, very sweet. Pokalbis tarp Narados ir jo mokino Vyasadevos. Stovėti vienoj vietoj. Nori šokti. Kirtane. Gerai, dabar. You have on your phone? So we can chant together. Sahasra-yuga-paryante utthāyedaṁ sisṛkṣataḥ marīci-miśrā ṛṣayaḥ prāṇebhyo jajñire sahasra-yuga-paryante utthāyedaṁ sisṛkṣataḥ marīci-miśrā ṛṣayaḥ prāṇebhyo jajñire sahasra-yuga-paryante utthāyedaṁ sisṛkṣataḥ marīci-miśrā ṛṣayaḥ prāṇebhyo jajñire. Прошу. Sahasra-yuga-paryante utthāyedaṁ sisṛkṣataḥ marīci-miśrā ṛṣayaḥ prāṇebhyo cha jajñire. Jūs gali paimti šitą. Prabudžiai, paimkite šitą. Aš manau, kad nėra kito Bhagavato. Yeah, this one. Oh, okay. Who else is going to chant? Sahasra-yuga-paryante utthāyedaṁ sisṛkṣataḥ marīci-miśrā ṛṣayaḥ prāṇebhyo cha jajñire sahasra 1,000 yuga 4,300,000 years. So in Lithuanian and Russian, million is miliarde, miliardas, miliona. In miliardas, that's billion. Okay. False friend, yeah. Paryante, at the end of duration. Utthāya, having expired. Idam, this. Sisṛkṣataḥ, desire to create again. Marīci-miśrā, rishis like Marīci, the founder of Mauritius. ṛṣayaḥ, points from the Vyasas. All the rishis. prāṇebhyo, out of his senses. Aham, you, I. Just checking. Cha, also. Jajñire, appeared. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After 4 billion. Wait a second. Here in the word for word it says 4,300,000, but in the translation it says 4,300,000. I think there's a mistake on this. Yes. What do you have? Yes, same. Same? What does it say in the Haridana?
Yes. They forgot to put three more zeros.
Oh no, it's not a mistake because it's 1,000 times sahasra-yuga. No, it's not a mistake. I just realized.
Yes. According to demigod's calculation.
Yeah. So after 4,300,000,000 solar years, there should be something here to make it tighter. Okay. After 4,300,000,000 solar years, when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord, all the rishis like Marīci, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them. Anyone watching online? I hope you have translation if you need it on your device. Purport. The duration of a day in the life of Brahma is 4,320,000,000 solar years. That's our years. Right? This is stated also in the Bhagavad-gitoje. So for this period, Brahmaji rests in yoga-nidra within the body of the Garbhodakašayi Višnu, the generator of Brahma, God. Generator, operator, destroyer. God. Thus, after the sleeping period of Brahma, when there is again creation by the will of the Lord, through the agency of Brahma, all the great rishis again appear from different parts of the transcendental body. And Narada also appears. This means that Narada appears in the same transcendental body, just as a man awakes from sleep in the same body. Šri Narada is eternally free to move in all parts of the transcendental and material creations of the Almighty. He appears and disappears in his own transcendental body, which is without distinction of body and soul, unlike conditioned beings. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakata Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpaturupescha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Could we close the door, Prabhu? I'm sorry. This time I'm just feeling like a breeze, like a cold air coming right into my throat, and I have a little bit weakness in my lungs. Not a sea breeze. Sea breeze is nice because there's salt in it and it warms. It gives warming. This is dry breeze. Okay. So now we're supposed to speak about this. Yeah? This is the Bhagavad-gita. I have it here. A little more invocation. I need a lot of mercy. Ajanulambita bhujo kanakavadato sankirtanai kapitaro kamalaya taksho vishvambaro dvijavaro yugadharma palo vande jagat priyakaro karunavataro supyasti vishvasya kala prasidatam dayantu bhutani shivang mitodya manasya padram vajata dadhokshaje aveshatam nomatirapi haituki Yasya deva prabhaktir yata deva tata guru tasyaite katita hyarta prakashante mahatmanaha Oshnubraya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutarishvati Sankarshanda Sarikaritana Namo Prabhupada Nuga Premurtikpamine Gorde Shavikasha Bhakti Vashne Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Okay, so after 4,300,000,000 solar years, when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord, all the rishis like Marici, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them. So I can, should I try to put a Lithuanian translation, or will that just be annoying? Okay, we won't do it then. The audience says, don't do it. Sorry if anyone was hoping for that. Okay. Now, what can we talk about? Bhagavad-gita. It's also confirmed, the same information in the Gita, that in the life of Brahma, he has many days, and each day is 4,320,000,000 years. So that is, which chapter of Gita? 8th chapter, which text? Do you know Ekachakra? Which text? I think it's 18 and 19. Let's have a look. Let's see. Yeah, it is 18 and 19. 17, 18, and 19 talks about Brahma's day. Yeah, so kind of the middle portion. Sahasra-yuga-paryante aharyat brahmano vidu ratrim yuga sahasrantam teho ratra vidojana. Krishna says, by human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of Brahma's one day. And such also is the duration of his night. And then he says, Avyaktad vyaktaya sarva prabhavantyahara-game ratragame praliyante tatraeva vyakta sangyake. When Brahma's day is manifest, this multitude of living entities comes into being, and at the arrival of Brahma's night, they're all annihilated. Bhutagrama sevayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratragame vashavparta prabhavatyaharagame. Again and again the day comes, and a host of beings is active. And again the night falls, O Partha, and they are helplessly dissolved. I don't know how to translate that. Okay, so so for this period, Prabhupada says, Brahmaji rests in yoga-nidra within the body of the Garbhodakašayi Višnu, generator of Brahma. So Brahmaji is ilsesi yoga-nidroje Garbhodakašayi Višnu kūne. This yoga-nidra is not like our sleeping. It's a transcendental, complete knowledge. It's an Čia šitas yoga nidra nėra kaip paprastas miega, tai yra transcendentinė būsena, kurioje viešpats gali sukurti visą visatą. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Aš pakalbėsiu ir angliškai, ir lietuviškai. Ir gal, jeigu kažkas neaišku, galite paklausti, gerai? So, what did I say? That this is not an ordinary sleep, because we see in this state he can create universes. He can do the most marvelous creation while sleeping. Sometimes we have a saying in English, he's so expert he can do it in his sleep. Mes turim šitą tokį posakį angliškai, kad jeigu žmogus labai ekspertiškas, mes sakom, jis gali tą daryti miegdamas. Ko miegant? Pavyzdžiui, jeigu žmogus gali platinti knygas labai gerai, mes sakom, jis gali miegoj platinti knygas. Jis net miegdamas. So if a person is very good at book distribution, we say he can, even while he's sleeping, in his sleep he can distribute. And we have a joke. Unfortunately for Bhakta Joe, that's the only time he distributes books. Nelaimė, Bhakta Jonai, tai yra vienintelis metas, kai jis nori paplatinti knygas. Tai apie yoga-nidrą Prabhupada dar pasakojo Šrimad Bhagavatam, 7th giesmėje. Prabhupada speaks more about the yoga-nidra in the 7th canto of the Bhagavatam, where it's Prahlad Maharaja's prayers. Prahlad Maharaja's maldos. See if I can find that. Yeah. Kur Prahlad Maharaj paaiškino, kad although you appear to sleep, this sleeping is distinct from sleeping in ignorance. Net jūs atrodo, kad jūs miegat, ta miega yra skiriasi nuo miego neišmanime. Ir viešpats Brahma sako, Yakaranarnava jale bhajatisma yoga nidram ananta jagadanda saroma kupaha adhara shaktima valambya parang svamurtim govindamari purusham tamahang bhajami. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who lies down in the causal ocean in his plenary portion as Mahavishnu, with all the universes generating from the pores of hair on his transcendental body, and who accepts the mystic slumber of eternity. So the word yoga nidram is used in reference to God only, Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is always situated in transcendence. Viešpats nuolat pastovi transcendencijoje. He is Satchidananda, eternally in bliss. Jis amžinai gyvena palaimoje, palaimingoj būsenoj. And he is not disturbed by sleep like ordinary human beings. Ir miega niekada jo netrukdo. And it should be understood that, same point. Okay. The practice of yoga is similar to the yoga-nidra of Mahavishnu. Interesting. Jogos praktika, tai Ashtanga yoga, panaši Mahavishnu yoga nidra. Yogis are advised to keep their eyes half closed. So, patariama, kad yogai turėtų pusė užmerkt akis. But this state is not at all of sleep. But iš tikrųjų šita būsena nėra, nieko bendro neturi su miega. Although imitation yogis, especially in the modern age, manifest their so-called yoga by sleeping. Tie, kurie imituoja yogus. Just English? Okay. Why? He's not paying attention? Oh, he's spaced out. Okay. A little bit. Spacing out over there. Okay, so I'll just convert back to English now because there's no more Lithuanian listeners here present. So please, if you need a translation, set up some special app on your Google or something, and then you can ask questions at the end if anything's interesting. Okay, so the yogis keep their eyes half closed and they fall asleep. But actually yoga has nothing to do with sleeping. Prabhupada he personally said, I've seen these yogis. They're doing for a long time sitting in meditation, but he sees that they're snoring, that he can hear the snoring. It's not transcendental snoring either. So, so actually what is yoga? Yoga is dhyana avastita. It's a state of dhyana avastita, full absorption, full meditation on the personality of Godhead. Dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa, on the lotus feet of the Lord. So it means active. Krishna also confirms in the Gita, one whose mind is active. So the mind is actually the goal of yoga is not to still the mind or erase the mind, but it is to activate the mind to its real activity, appreciating, glorifying, and actually you can serve also within the mind, the lotus feet of the Lord. Prabhupada, I remember one lecture he really strongly recommended, I think it was in Mayapur. I remember his voice is full of emotion, and Prabhupada said, just serve Krishna within your heart always. You can make a throne for Krishna in your heart, just like we built for here, Srila Prabhupada, beautiful Vyasasana. You can do that in your heart for Krishna. And Prabhupada said, best quality it should be, you can make it out of diamond. Imagine that, constructed out of diamond. And I was like, wow, but then it would be a little bit hard. If somebody has to sit on diamond, it's not so comfortable. But then I thought, you have to upholster it nicely, put some cushions, some decorations, some tassels and filigree there, and it should look very splendid so that Krishna will be pleased to come sit on the throne. So Prabhupada recommended this practice, following in the footsteps of Srila Ambarish Maharaj, who was always Savayamana Krishna Padara Vinde. Next. Vaikunta Gunanuvarnane. So he was always keeping his mind fixed on Krishna. And Prabhupada would quote this shloka as a series of verses from the 9th canto, but he would always say that it begins here. Savai mana Krishna padara vinde. Bhakti yoga begins with the mind, connecting the mind in service. So real yoga has nothing to do with sleep. It's active mind and absorption in the lotus feet of the Lord, which means service to the Lord. Then one's practice of yoga will be successful, Prabhupada says. Without this, you won't actually come to the point of real success. Continuing in today's purport, so we heard that, okay, so the Narada was absorbed at the end of one kalpa into the body of Garbhodakašayi Višnu. At the next kalpa, he was again generated. But it's not like us, where the gross body is dissolved, and then in the next generation, he has to get another body according to his karma. No, because he had achieved perfection, we read about that, how very quickly he got the transcendental Satchidananda body at the time of his departure. So that same body came out of Garbhodakašayi Višnu, actually came out of Brahma. So Brahma was again generated after his sleep. And it's similar to how Prabhupada compares it to how the Lord appears and disappears. So when the Lord, Krishna, comes in his incarnations, he doesn't come all of a sudden. Krishna is preceded by his associates. So like, for example, when Mahaprabhu came, first Sachi Mata appeared, Jagannath-miśrā appeared, Nityananda appeared, Advaita, his guru appeared, Ishvara Puri, Madhavendra Puri, they all appeared to set the stage to welcome the Lord. Because when you talk about a king, it's not just the king. King means he's got his ministers, he's got his army, he's got his family, he's got his associates, he's even got his jester. He's got everyone. His whole entourage is there. So when Krishna comes, it's the same when his devotee comes. Now when Narada comes, first is Brahma, who acts as Narada's father. He's not really Narada's father, because Narada is liberated soul. But he is generated from the mind. So it appears he's entering this world, just like the other sages, Atri, Angira, others are generated from the mind of Brahma. They're not ordinary beings, the Kumaras. So we can see that the quality of a devotee's existence is exactly the same as the quality of the Lord's existence. I think in the Bible there's a famous quote that the saint, someone speaking maybe about Christ, that he and I, we don't walk on the same earth. Sometimes devotees saw that with Prabhupada when he would be walking or moving through the world. They realized he's kind of like floating. He's kind of moving through. Even the demigods, when they would come to sacrifices of great kings on this planet, they wouldn't actually touch the ground. And even Maharaj Yudhishthir's chariot, it didn't actually move along like against the earth. It was suspended a little bit. So this lightness of existence, this lightness, this buoyancy is natural. Prabhupada says when there's life in a body, it can float. It can, like when you go swimming. But as soon as the life energy is removed, it becomes dead and heavy. So life is like that. It's meant to be flowing and moving and free. That is the meaning of the word Atma, etymologically. Atma is that Atma, I heard Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj explaining. It's that which is always moving. There was one artist in America, Ani DeFranco, and she was a famous folk singer. And she said she didn't like people taking pictures of her. She said, I don't have that kind of beauty. I have a beauty that moves. So that's kind of like, it's a sentiment, but it also, there's some truth in there because the soul is always active. And so Narada appears in the same transcendental body, just as a man awakens from his sleep in the same body. So Prabhupada gives this example. And he's eternally free to move in all parts of transcendental and material creations by the grace of the Almighty. That's a very unique privilege, isn't it? I mean, he can travel between universes. I mean, it sounds like such a daunting journey when we think about it. Oh, I have to move through all the 10 layers and then between universes and then over the Viraj River. It sounds like such an unbelievable journey. Like, how would how do you even navigate that? You know, but he's got such a great navigation system in the heart, Paramatma. He's so closely connected and awake to his real natural position that for him it's just like swimming. It's just he can easily move around. He's always absorbed in playing his transcendental veena and glorifying the Lord with a pure heart, with pure consciousness, free from any desire for karma, for jnana, for yoga power, only pure devotion. This is the great Narada Muni. And there's no distinction, Prabhupada says, the final point, there's no distinction between his body and soul. 100% Satchidananda, pure Vigraha. So these are some of the points Srila Prabhupada made that I've tried to maybe elaborate on a little bit. And that's today's verse. Would anyone like to offer some corrections, some additional points for discussion, maybe some questions?
Yoga. One Russian, famous Russian was asked about the Sadhguru. Sadhguru became a very popular, extremely popular.
Just before you continue, can people hear what you're saying online? Or should I repeat what he's saying? Does anyone know? Okay, we'll just use the mic.
Yes.
Is it on?
One Russian preacher was asked about Sadhguru. Is he authentic? Is he bona fide yoga teacher? And he said, I will not say definitely, but I'm in doubts about his followers, because yoga means yama and niyama, five yamas, five niyamas, and I'm in doubts he teaches his followers to go with this celibacy, stealing, ahimsa, vegetarian, ahimsa, brahmacharya, what else?
The 5 yamas.
Yes, I forgot.
No stealing, no lying,
asteya, yes.
No lying.
Brahmacharya, yeah, all these things. He said, I have doubts. He don't say, he's just popular because he's a charismatic person.
And what does he teach, Ashtanga?
He gives some principles. He also speaks about Ekadash or something.
So it's kind of like a life coach kind of guru.
Yes.
Like a Vedic life coach.
Yeah, even Mike Tyson had a conversation with him.
Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, yeah.
Okay.
But he's very popular. He knows how to deal with people.
Yeah.
And people like it. Therefore, if you watch on YouTube, 500,000 views, 1 million views. Something like that.
He's also got the image of what people think of as a guru.
Yeah.
Like the big beard.
Yeah. Prabhupada said.
He doesn't express much emotion. Like
Mahatma. He says most of people think Mahatma means he has to have robes, big beard, and what else?
Yeah, that's mainly it.
Image here of Mahatma, great person.
Yeah. Prabhupada was so special and unique because our Srila Prabhupada, he was very uncompromising.
Yes, even in one case of, Sri Chinmoy.
Yeah.
Somebody came from Sri Chinmoy and said, Sri Chinmoy draw 27,000 pictures. He's a transcendental. He is beyond of this world. And Prabhupada answered, Krishna doesn't say anything about that in Bhagavad-gita, that those who can. It means he drew
Pieshte?
Yeah. He drew maybe 100 pictures daily or something like that. But maybe it was
Why is that? Why is that? You mean like really, like he made like wonderful works of art?
I don't know, wonderful or not, but some art. And total was 27,000 of pictures.
Okay.
And Prabhupada said, I don't know, Krishna doesn't say anything about that in the Bhagavad-gita.
I mean, for me, I don't feel impressed by that. Maybe it's for someone else it's impressive.
Yes, people are impressed because, 100 pictures every day, 100 maybe more.
That's okay.
And the Prabhupada's answer was not after us.
Yeah. The Prabhupada said the real miracle is if you can make people Krishna conscious. Not if you can impress them with some abilities. Because Krishna is the real magnificent one. Actually, any power, even if you have a wonderful ability, is coming from Krishna. It's just a spark of Krishna. So the real thing is Krishna consciousness.
In life comes from life, from Prabhupada's conversations. When somebody challenged, a scientist challenged Prabhupada, said, cow is a better magician or better scientist than you. Cow can eat grass and produce the milk.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Even with all instruments and time, you can't turn the grass into milk in your laboratory.
Yes, it's achintya, inconceivable.
Inconceivable power. Every species, Prabhupada said, has some kind of achintya potency. Gala. And another thing about Srila Prabhupada, he never claimed that he was someone special. He always said, I'm just a postal peon of my guru. I'm just trying to repeat what's in... And he gave importance to the parampara. And we see that other gurus don't tend to do that. I mean, maybe... But they don't... Prabhupada made it very clear, it was a very central point of his teachings, that I'm nothing special. But what I'm giving you is pure gold coming from the Guru Parampara. This is why we're very fortunate. Any other points? Questions? Criticisms? We can. Mm-hmm. So Brahma came out of Garbhodakašayi Višnu, and then he came out of the mind of Brahma. Narada was born from the mind of Brahma.
All the rishis, like marīci-miśrā, and so on, were created from the transcendental body of the Lord.
Mm.
Narada Muni also, he became one of the rishis, the transcendental body.
But he's known as the son of Brahma. Also Narada. He's the son of Brahma. He's the brothers of the Kumaras and Shiva. Yeah. So it's interesting, it's the same question came up. Who was asking this question? Was it in the third canto? Someone was inquiring, how is it that, I think the Kumaras were inquiring, how is it that Brahma's body is material if it's born from the transcendental body of Garbhodakašayi Višnu, from the transcendental lotus which comes out of the navel of Vishnu? So it's like the border between spirit and matter.
But for us, for Krishna, there is no border.
Yeah.
I also want to understand how is it Narada, if he is son of Brahma, but this story happened after, like, about he got transcendental body. He was in material body.
Uh-huh.
He met Dviždamani, and he achieved perfection through all this work, what does he explain now in this chapter? And how is it?
No, he didn't.
No, I mean, he didn't say that he had before transcendental body. But if he is the son of Brahma, Brahma was born before.
Right.
Brahma, he's a,
But his transcendental body came through the mind of Brahma and into the universe.
but later, not from the beginning.
Just like the Lord appears to take birth from the womb of Devaki, but it's not like that. The Lord is always transcendental.
Yesterday was about you can read the purport.
Purport yesterday? Maybe, okay, Shukadev says this will clarify things. Narada is known as the son of Brahma, as Lord Krishna is known as the son of Vasudeva. The personality of Godhead and his liberated devotees like Narada appear in the material world by the same process. As stated in the Gita, the birth and activities of the Lord are all transcendental. Therefore, according to authorized opinion, the birth of Narada as the son of Brahma is also a transcendental pastime. His appearance and disappearance are practically on the same level as that of the Lord. The Lord and his devotees are therefore simultaneously one and different as spiritual entities. They belong to the same category of transcendence.
But it looks like Narada appeared not from the beginning of when Brahma was creating this world, but because this still happened, looks like in I don't know, it was Kali-yuga already, beginning of Kali-yuga.
Beginning of a new day of Brahma.
No, but
There's no such yugas on the higher planets. So it may have been Satya Yuga here. But Narada is not an earth being. The beginning of a new creation. That was in the previous, yeah. Previous day of Brahma. From the beginning of the creation of, because Brahma creates at the beginning of each day. So in that sense, it was the beginning of a creation. Yeah, yeah, because everything is dissolved and goes into the body. All the bodies, the planets, everything is dissolved, and the elements go rest into the, and the conscious entities, they all go into the body of Garbhodakašayi Višnu for sleep, just like Brahma is sleeping. So when he sleeps, the whole universe is dissolved and is also in like sleeping state. For us, it's total annihilation, but for Narada, it's like going to sleep and waking up again.
I forgot in which cases higher planetary systems they are not destroyed.
Like the higher planetary systems? The ones above the Svarga, they're not destroyed, I think.
Even during Brahma's night.
During his night? I think so. I think they persevere, but everything below them is dissolved. So there's Tapaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, and Brahmaloka. Indraloka? Yeah, that's below. Because they're above the demigods. I mean, there's different levels of demigods. So they're above the administrative demigods. I forget the Sanskrit for that, but there's administrative demigods, then there's like the guna avatars are the highest. But then there's between them, there's the sages, the great rishis, and then below them is the demigods, the administrators. On Svargalok, Indra and all the other administrators of the universe. And also demigods who just, like human beings who earned enough pious credit to enjoy life with all the heavenly damsels and enjoy. No, in Svargalok also. Svarga is destroyed. Yeah. Dissolved. It's like, did you ever...
I mentioned about how many manu comes during Brahma's day. 72,000 or something. Or it's maybe 14 manus.
14 manus in one day of Brahma.
Yes.
Yeah.
All his life, 72,000, I guess.
Yeah. I think it was 141,000. Let's ask.
And where do Manu sleep on which planets? Because Manu is
I forgot.
progenitor of humanity.
That information is somewhere, but I forget.
It's so complex.
Number of Manus. Actually, it'll help if we have chart. Next time we can bring a chart, and we just need to print a chart. They have some charts for this. Number of Manus in life of Brahma. Oh, in day of Brahma. 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. 5,000, I was wrong, it's 504,000 in one life of Brahma. So in the duration of a universe, there's 504,000 Manus. 500,000? 504,000. So a little more than 500,000. So because in a year there's 5,040. Okay, we'll stop here because time is out. Thank you all very much for participation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Šrimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Where? Maybe forefathers?
I don't remember the description.
Where does Manu live? I'm getting all kinds of weird things on Google. We'll have to get back on that. Just do a little searching. It's a good question. I used to wonder that also, because in the beginning of Bhagavatam, when Kashyapa wants to marry Devahuti, no, is it? I get them mixed up. It's Kardama, because she's the daughter of Manu, right? And Manu's wife, the whole Shatarupa, the whole genealogy of how they're created, they're coming from sages, right? And they're the first, before the humans and the animals are created, the Manu's station is made. So that's somewhere high up there, but I don't know where.
And also, a very interesting question arised when I read in the first, maybe the first temple, Šrimad Bhagavatam. At some point of creation, Brahma saw that the quantity of living beings is not growing. And he created a woman.
Oh yeah, there wasn't, everyone was getting liberated, so he...
But how is it possible to start creation without any...
Because I think in the beginning it's generated from the bodies. They don't. Oh yeah. Isn't it? Some of the, because in the beginning it's just the creation is just by their own power.
And
Even Brahma.
After what happened after?
Then as the consciousness is coming lower and lower, then there comes need for different sexes, so that there's an inspiration to produce offspring. Because the design of the universe is that there should be enough binding factor so that people come and get rectified.
Yes.
If they're getting liberated too easily, that they don't get the full benefit of the lessons that they need. So,
And Bible says women, they come from the rib of men. Do you remember?
yeah, Adam. it's some ideas there that higher bodies can create, generate lower species.
For example, different Kardamas wives, they gave birth to different offsprings, insects
Yeah, yeah.
and snakes.
I don't think they give birth in the sense like coming out of their womb, but they, by the combination with their husbands, they're able to generate them. I don't think it's like a human style.
And also, yesterday I heard the 8th canto of Šrimad Bhagavatam in gym. And when the Lord Shiva, he drank the poison, few drops, they just fell on the ground, yes. And
Scorpion, snakes.
yes, they took advantage and they appeared.
They were born from the, because some beings are born from perspiration.
Yes.
It's liquid. Some are born from eggs, some are born from embryos, and some are born from
Fermentation.
embryos, eggs, perspiration. There's one more. I think there's four. Oh, earth. Seed. In the earth. Interesting. And it was interesting also 12th canto, Markandeya Rishi wanted to witness the Lord's power of mind. And he ended up enduring the whole dissolution of the universe. Millions of years.